to Channeling with Tracy. Thank you so much for watching me go on this beautiful adventure of channeling with my twin sister, Anya. It's been so much fun making these after the channeling videos for all of you, and I'm so grateful and happy that you watch them and you enjoy them. I thought today maybe we could talk about light language, or as Anya likes to say, the language of light. I love how sometimes she says phrases and words a little bit different than what we're used to. It just helps showcase her beautiful, unique way of speaking and how that energy comes through her to me and out to you. So I thought light language might be a good topic of the day. A few times when I've been channeling and doing journeys, Anya has used light language before. And her light language is, of course, the inner earth light language that comes from the Anshar. And I am aware that most of you that watch my channeling are also workers and holders of the light, so you are probably very aware of what light language is, but I thought it might be fun to talk about it for a little bit. So, my understanding is that light language is kind of like the language of the universe. It is the universal language that all people, galactic beings, and all different kinds of galactic beings that are out there all understand, in the way they communicate through the language of light and through telepathy through their third eye. When I first discovered light language, it was through another channeler, the one I told you about that I was able to go see and do a cosmic activation session with whenever I first was officially introduced to Anya in that beautiful way. And her name is Tracy also, and she unlocked my light language during that session and had me do light language during that session. And I thought, this is just the wildest thing I've ever heard of. I didn't know much about light language. I'd seen it on lightworker videos and awakening videos, and I had seen people make videos speaking light language for healing and things. I didn't really know much about it at the time. And so it was a really beautiful experience to get my light language unlocked with her, and then to continue on doing light language for myself and for my family and also for animals. So, being that it is the universal language that other beings speak to each other, both out loud and telepathically, if you've heard other light workers speaking light language, at first for me it sounded really silly. I thought, what is this? This is so silly. People are just saying words that are not really making any sense, but that's really just the way it is. It's not meant for us to understand with our mind. Light language is understood through the third eye and through the feeling of our heart space. The sound comes in and is received through our ears, which is then transferred around through our third eye and energetically through our heart space and through our entire Merkaba and our energetic field. And whatever message is coming through is received through sound, through frequency. As we know, frequency is very healing. 432 hertz, 369 hertz, the frequency of love. All of those frequencies are very healing. So most light language that comes through is on a particular frequency that is then received by the ears, transmitted through the pineal gland or your pine cone, activated through the heart space, and received into the energetic field of your body, your Merkaba. And light language can be used for so many things. It's mainly used for healing. It can also be used to draw in and magnetize things into your life. You can draw in love, you can draw in abundance, you can also use it to heal yourself, which is typically what I have used it for in the past. But it also comes in different dialects and forms. So you'll notice when you hear other people speak the language of light that they all have a different way of doing it. And it's very similar to how we speak on the earth. We have so many different languages, and within those languages are different dialects and different accents. So it is basically the same thing. We have so many different galactic family. There's, Pleiadians and Arcturians and Lyrans and Anshar and Lemurians and Venusians. And the list just goes on, and all those that we don't even know about that have their own special dialect and way of speaking their light language. So the light language that I was introduced to during my cosmic activation session was the light language of the inner earth. Because I was meeting Anya during that time, I already went to Mount Shasta and officially met her, but needed to actually meet her during this cosmic activation session. And so it was a really beautiful experience to get to start using light language in my life. And just so you know, you don't have to have a cosmic activation session in the way that I did to activate the light language within yourself. We all, as woke-minded and conscious beings of light, understanding what is truly going on this planet and why we are here, and that we do have a mission of light, and understanding that we are more than our physical body, that we are beings of light that last till infinity and go on forever, and that we all came here for a mission of light to do together to help our planet ascend. So you know who you truly are, and my beautiful sister Anya spent so much time and love sending out projections of light so that you can better understand who you truly are. And in this way, your own personal light language resides within you, within the physical body, within your heart space, and within your energy field. So my advice to you is, if you have not activated the light language within yourself and within your energy field, to please do so. Whenever you come to a time and a space when you feel comfortable with that, then go for it. Activate it. It is here for each and every one of us. And each and every one of us are connected to different galactic families, so it can be really fun to try out your light language and see what dialect you have. Just see how it comes out for you and how it sounds, because remember, it is not about words, it is about sound, it is about frequency, and it is about transmission into the pineal gland so that it comes into your body and your energy field. So it may feel funny at first. Whenever I first started doing light language, I thought, like I said before, this is so silly and it sounds so funny and what am I doing? But then I started to really just breathe into the light language, allow it to flow through me. Don't think about it at all. My advice would be, don't think about it at all. Just open your mouth and see what comes out. Sometimes whenever I'm doing light language, it can come out really fast. Sometimes it comes out slow and fluid, and sometimes it comes out almost as if I'm singing a song. So I think it just depends on the situation and what you're using the light language for as to how it comes out. I've done light language in private channeling sessions with some of you before, where the light language has come out very, very quickly because perhaps that individual needed it for a specific reason other than healing that even I don't know about. It just channels through and is received by the individual in the way that they need. I've also done lots of light language on animals that are sick, animals that need help to regulate pain, and some animals that are nearing the end of their life. I used to do light language on a friend of mine's doggie. She had a tumor on her back and was getting on into the end of her life cycle on this planet, and I did light language for her a few times, and it was so beautiful the way this beautiful dog received the light language, how her body became completely relaxed, and the area of her body where this tumor was just relaxed so beautifully. Like, it was normally all tense and tight. You could tell she was in so much pain. And I was so happy and grateful to be able to help her release some of that pain during this time that she was having these issues. And I would notice that sometimes she would come to me, actually, if she was just laying around on the couch or something and it was a good moment of like snuggle time, I would do it for her. But then there were also times when perhaps she'd be in a little bit more pain than usual, and she would actually come to me seeking this light language. And just one of my superpowers and gifts is that I can telepathically connect with animals very easily, and I know what they're saying to me. Kind of like, was it Dr. Doolittle that used to talk, the funny show, movie where he would talk to animals? Not quite like that. But definitely, I know exactly what they're thinking and what they're projecting out to me. So she would come and seek me out and ask me to do light language for her, and she would lay down beside me and put her lower body up against me so that I could just place my hand on her. And for that light language, it was like I was singing a song of healing to her. It was very beautiful. And I had the same experience. I recently lost one of my beautiful kitties, Fig. She sometimes used to pop up in my channeling videos, and it was very unexpected. She was a young cat, and during her time of transition, I would do light language for her. She was having trouble eating and holding down any food right before she transitioned to her next of her 9 lives. And she would relax and just feel into the light language. So it's not just for us humans, it is also for animals and other galactic beings used for communication, but it is really about the frequency and the intention that you're putting behind it in your heart space. There was also a time that the first time that I did light language on myself, which I do light language on myself for healing and for just balancing out my emotions sometimes. And I don't know, I had eaten something that didn't agree with me, and my stomach was really upset. And you know, when you're having that cramping feeling whenever you've eaten something that's not settling well, and it was really overwhelming me. So I just went into my bedroom and I did a light language song on myself. And I'll tell you, it worked so fast. The pain in my body was relieved, and I was able to finish digesting that food that didn't agree with me just fine, and I was totally fine for the rest of the night. So I do recommend that you try it out. If you can find yourself in a place of meditation where your mind is calm and free and open, and your pine cone gland is really activated and tuned into source energy, and just open your mouth and see what happens. You have to kind of let that ego brain go. That ego that's always spinning around telling you that you're silly and that this doesn't mean anything, whenever it truly maybe does sound silly sometimes, but has plenty of meaning, um, for many, many reasons. So just open your mouth and see what happens and give it a try. Sometimes I'd be out in the yard doing yard work and things like that, and I would just sing light language songs. And that was in the very beginning, years ago, whenever I first started activating my light language within myself. So if you have time, you can try and sing it and see what happens, and just go for it. Activate that light language within yourself. I feel like it's a superpower that each one of us have, and for whatever reason, we're never taught about it. It's not like one of those usual things, and I do understand that in some religious sections that this sort of thing would be frowned upon. And I grew up in a very religious household where this would never be anything we would ever have happen. But it's just that programming and the way that we've been raised, or the way that we've grown up, that those kinds of things are weird or strange. And really, they're not. It's a universal language that all beings in the universe use. They just have the different dialects and ways of speaking. So I hope that helps you understand light language a little bit better. And I really felt a strong urge through a download in one of my meditations to talk about this today, because you do see a lot of light workers on YouTube doing light language. So you don't have to have a YouTube channel or anything like that, or be a channeler like me to be able to do this. This is a superpower that we all have, and it's so beautiful to be able to use it to heal yourself, or soothe someone in your family that perhaps is having a hard time and is open to receiving this gift. Of course, they need to be open to receiving it and understanding what it is, or to help out an animal or a critter that may be in pain, and they don't have the ego brain that we do, and so they just readily accept the tone and the frequency of the language of light so easily. So I hope that helps you. I thought it might be fun to do some light language today to end this video, and just let you see how it can flow out. And I usually have only done light language with Anya during channeling journeys for this YouTube channel, but today I will just flow through and connect to source, as we always are, some inner earth light language, because that is where my light language comes from. It is the light language of the Anshar, and you know, they are very singy and they speak in tones, but whenever the time is needed for healing and light, then this is the light language that comes from inside the inner earth, so close to the central sun, the heart of Mama Gaia. So I will send out this light language to you, my beautiful inner earth family, and I will set the intention in my heart in a place of love and healing, that if there's healing needed within your life, may you listen to this light language that comes through me from the inner earth, from the central sun, from the Anshar, to find peace within your heart, to find healing within your body, within your mind, within your energy field, and to bring in all of that unconditional love that is truly yours, that you deserve. Ina se anamashi tamati kayana se pata. O se anamaya shinyamata kanya shinamayata. Asiatata miaka satya shomayanata ktiano shania patatsiana mana satyano katayana siya. O shiwanasa. O shinawasa manayata kotaya satyamana shinamana hayatia patsa. O soyamanaya shonayamanaya nayatikitiyamanaya siwadata tiakata sahaya. Asiawanai. Asiawanai. Ewanasya nakamaya shiniawana hana hiamaya hanawaya sidamaya nashona wana hayawanai. Usawa. Usawa tawadabya shamania wahota manahayawa. Osoi hatai shiniamaya watahwanana. Asiawana hiawanaya wanaya kataya wachona patatio sataboya nati kataya manapiti manata. Osiminiahani. Osinimiahanahoya. Osianama hayamanai shitapaya natakatasi. Amasiana. 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 Amasiana heyona. And that was for you, my beautiful light my beautiful Language of Light family, my beautiful Inner Earth family. From me to you with all my love, as always.